Are you fucking recording? I am getting really tired of going through the same review 2 or 3 times because this son of a bitch doesn't record. You see me? Are you fucking recording? I was already pissed off because I got a bunch of lag in the first take. So this is take 3. This was a new drink. Made with 2 shots of J&B Scotch, a half a shot of Grand Marnier, and a half a shot of Benedictine, and a quarter slice of lemon, which, honest to God, was too much lemon juice. Too much. I'm not a big fan of lemon. This would be much better if I used the rest of the orange from my orange peel up there in the last drink. Or maybe if I put some absinthe in the glass, a little splash of absinthe to counteract that lemon. Too much lemon. I can always taste it. Corpse Reviver 2. Okay. I can dig it. This one would be better with less lemon. Or maybe orange instead. Okay. Let's do this again. Pardon me. See that? Bird with the crystal plumage. We'll just pretend that that's what it says. El Pajaro de las Plumas de Cristal. I think this is Spanish, not Italian. But, you know, I'm sure it was released all over Europe. But we're pretty close to the title. And note that this is in 70 millimeter. Maybe not Dolby at the time. Oh, let's do it right. Let's not slack off just because it's our third take. Okay. Now I worked at a drive-in theater when I was in high school. And we had 70 millimeter capability. And today, with what they've got in the theaters, it's mostly like little 35-seat theaters. I don't know. Last time I went to a movie, it was in an auditorium-style theater, but it was probably still a digital, you know, they slap in a DVD and project it onto the screen. Let me tell you something. That is not the same as 70 millimeter Dolby. If you've ever had the chance to see a movie in 70 millimeter Dolby, you'll know what I'm talking about. Bird with the crystal plumage. 1970 UM something, from what I could ascertain. I couldn't quite get who was the copyright holder on this. Directed by Dario Argento. That's right. Asia Argento's father. Okay. I feel like I'm in Groundhog Day, repeating this one over and over again. Sam is an American journalist. Writer? I don't know what he is. He is living in Italy with his girlfriend Julia. And they are about to head back home in a week or two, maybe a couple of days. Sam, on his way back from a payday, witnesses an assault in an art gallery across the street. He's walking home across the street. He sees an assault. He sees a dark figure in a hat and long coat run down the stairs and escape into like a secret passageway. And the red-headed gal comes stumbling down the stairs bleeding. So he goes over to try and help her. And the interior doors are locked. He can't get any farther. And as he goes in, the outside door is locked, and he is trapped in the vestibule. Literally. And trapped in the mystery figuratively. See what happened there? So the police come and get him out of the vestibule. And he is questioned by the police. The detective in particular, I mean, not Columbo, but, you know, the detective. Yeah, he's that detective. He confiscates Sam's passport. Stay in town, kid. Well, Sam just knows that there's something wrong with what he saw. But he can't for the life of him figure out what was wrong with what he saw. And so he can't help the detectives. That doesn't stop him from detaining him, though. Well, it turns out that our redhead is not the only victim. There's a killer on the loose. I'd do my thing, but it was Ennio Morricone, so it was better than what I can do. Now, we all know that Sam knows too much. And yes, the killer comes after him, prompting the cops to put a tail on him. You know, it had to turn personal. It's a typical plot device. As Sam is drawn deeper into the mystery, he acquires a photo of a painting from an antiques dealer that was frequented by one of the victims. The painting is of the figure of a figure in black attacking a young girl on a frozen pond in a snowy landscape. Black figure, blood. What does it mean? Is the painting the key to the whole mess? Will he and Julia ever get back to America? What the hell did Sam just eat? Yeah, he went and visited the artist himself, the guy who painted the painting, who fed him something. We won't talk about it. We'll just have another last little sip of that. What does any of this have to do with a bird? Let alone a bird with crystal plumage. And that guy in the yellow jacket. Yeah, there's a guy in a yellow jacket. I think it had a number 5 on the back. Tries to run him over. He follows the guy into a club where everyone's wearing a yellow jacket with a number 5. What is this, like a jockey reunion? What the hell was his deal? I wrote here. Well, you're just going to have to watch this one yourself and find out, because that's where I'm leaving you. This was Dario Argento's directorial debut, and it is a great start to a great career. Maybe Sam takes over the investigation a little too easy from this detective, and if I remember right, he had a bumbling sidekick. But it's okay. We like Sam, and we want to see Sam solve the mystery and catch the killer. This was all scored, once again, by Ennio Morricone. Now picture you're making your first movie, and maybe Morricone wasn't such a big star then, but picture you're making your first movie, and you can have Ennio Morricone score your first movie. Nobody gonna say no to that. It's not All the Colors of the Dark, or even Suspiria, but it is a solid slice of early 70s giallo. Four. It's a four-ring circus on part 2. Now, I'm not even going to pretend to get out the bucket, because guess what? Monkey was already here. Uh-oh. I rubbed my nose on my white glove. What are we going to do now? Monkey. So, these two movies and last week's two movies were fairly recent views. And I was beginning to wonder if I had mixed the bucket up enough. But Monkey went ahead and picked something from a little further back. Next weekend. I hope you like musicals. I don't, but I like these two musicals. It is the Rocky Horror Picture Show and Little Shop of Horrors 1986. Now I know normally I would cover Little Shop of Horrors and the musical together. It's a remake. But this isn't exactly a remake. This is like somebody saw Roger Corman's Little Shop of Horrors, which is in the bucket with probably a bucket of blood, saw Little Shop of Horrors and said, this would make a great Broadway musical. Well, I don't know if it made it to Broadway, off-Broadway, and it did make it to the movies. Join us next week for the Rocky Horror Picture Show and Little Shop of Horrors on a special musical edition. Maybe I'll sing again. I sang last week. If you liked what you saw, give me a thumbs up. If you hated it, give me a thumbs down. Leave some comments. Tell me what you think. Have you seen either of these giallo pictures? Have you seen any giallo pictures? Get on Shudder right now. There's a ton of them. Watch them all. I'm in the middle of Evil Eye, The Girl Who Knew Too Much. It's probably better known as here in the States. I'm going to finish that. And then I'm going to pair it up with something else from the same year. Something else black and white. Anyway. Good night, kids. See you next week.